I'm anti-establishment, so I can never be the establishment. You know what I mean? Like, even if I'm at the Diddy party, I'm there to tell. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm there to see who the is in here, and what do y'all get from being in here?
But for play. If you do it for real, here it is, Kevin. I got a show at your hometown in Philly. I'm gonna take my special there. On that stage, we can put whatever you want.
They put the drugs in the baby oil. You thinking you getting a massage, you can't even get up.
Katt Williams, the comedian and outspoken critic that many people now see as a whistleblower, is making headlines once again. This time, he is adding even more names to the growing Diddy controversy. Many people remember that Katt seemed to predict Diddy's downfall long before the raids, the baby oil controversy, and the legal troubles became public. Now, as the year comes to an end, Katt's newest comments about the music mogul feel less like gossip and more like a warning about what could happen next. The latest shock came from Katt Williams' recent GQ interview called "The Man Who Opened the Portal." During the interview, Katt openly discussed his problems with Hollywood and shared strong opinions about the Diddy situation. This was not an ordinary interview. It was a direct and uncensored conversation that left many people wondering what other secrets Katt might know. Strangely, the original interview later disappeared from YouTube, causing even more suspicion. Only written transcripts and articles remain, and some of them suggest that Katt connected Diddy to serious allegations involving Tupac Shakur's death. The interview's disappearance has only made people ask more questions. Katt explained that he does not care what position he ends up in as long as he can expose people he believes are dangerous. He said that some individuals may seem powerful, but he believes there are deeper reasons behind that power. According to Katt, there is a type of spiritual battle happening in the world, and he sees it as his responsibility to stay focused on exposing wrongdoing. He went even further, claiming that powerful groups work behind the scenes, influencing people and controlling situations for their own benefit. Katt believes many artists are manipulated and taken advantage of by these powerful forces. He says he has spent years trying to understand how these systems operate and why certain people gain influence. As public attention around Diddy's legal problems continues to grow, Katt claims that several celebrities have started keeping a low profile, spending time in Europe and other private locations to avoid being connected to the controversy. After the Miami raids reportedly uncovered large amounts of evidence, Katt suggested that some well-known celebrities could be worried about what might come next. One of the names attracting attention is Kevin Hart, a longtime rival of Katt Williams. According to Katt, some celebrities may be staying quiet because the situation is becoming too serious to ignore.
Hey, Kevin, when you hosted for Diddy, did you catch any baby oil?
Kevin, come here. Can you go get some girls? Can you get me in the bedroom with some girls? Let's get some girls up here, please. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed.
You asking the wrong person the wrong question. That's a good question.
Say pause.
Don't acknowledge it. It has nothing to do with me and Puff. Nothing to do with me and Puff right now.
Hold on.
Kevin Hart, like many, distancing himself from Diddy after the mogul's arrest and federal indictment.
Do you think he's safe in jail?
Wrong person.
The reason Kevin is getting questioned is because of this newly rediscovered footage of him hosting a Diddy hotel party back in 2010.
I'm not jumping the time myself. Once everybody gets out, just me and the ladies. Oh! Did the camera catch that? Got the camera!
That is one bikini-clad woman's hair catching on fire in the hot tub. None of the celeb guests at this party have been accused of any wrongdoing.
That's my brother right here from day one.
Before we go any further, another major claim has surfaced. Some people are now saying that there is video footage that could reveal even more shocking details about the connection between Kevin Hart and Diddy. According to these claims, the footage allegedly shows the two men spending time with the same woman in situations that some people would consider unusual or inappropriate. While these claims remain unproven, they have added another layer of mystery and controversy to an already explosive story. Supporters of these theories believe there could be much more happening behind the scenes than the public currently knows. Whether these allegations are true or not, they have certainly increased curiosity around the people involved. As more stories continue to appear online, many viewers are paying close attention to see what information might come out next. The situation continues to grow more complicated, and people are eager to learn whether any real evidence will eventually support these accusations.
I have insider information on Diddy and Kevin Hart's involvement. I know this because I was on a TV show with a girl who was actively dating Diddy at the time. There I am. A quick Google search will tell you who she is. This girl was paparazzi'd with Diddy back in 2022-2023. Obviously, the cast was concerned about her because the Cassie lawsuit just dropped before filming. Now, the first week of filming just had to be Valentine's Day. Now, Diddy's girl got a very expensive bouquet of flowers delivered on Valentine's Day, but she refused to tell anybody who it was from. It's a reality show, so obviously drama went down. Diddy's girl decided to leave the house for a week. So my girl and I decided to break into her room to redecorate it for show purposes. Just playing along with the drama of the show, we were shocked by what we found.
Bro, there's no way. Bro. Oh my God, from Puff.
The flowers were from Diddy. Love, Puff. This sent my girlfriend into a spiral. As a woman, she was terrified that Diddy had our address. She let the girl know how she felt and put the card back where she found it. The girl told Diddy what happened, and then Diddy threatened production. So the Diddy girl started screaming at my girlfriend, saying that Diddy was going to sue her because of what she wrote on the note. Worried that we were all going to discuss this sick that he was doing on our TV show. The fact that he wanted to silence a girl that he doesn't even know for writing on a note is absolutely insane. Production then pulled every cast member aside and instructed us to no longer have any Diddy conversation for the duration of the show. Diddy threatened to bankrupt our TV show and my girlfriend. We thought it ended there, right? But then Diddy's girl got mentioned in a lawsuit that came out publicly. When this went down, Diddy's girl happened to be in a fight with another castmate. Now that castmate just happened to be dating J-Lo's ex-boyfriend Casper. Diddy's girl was scared that the other castmate was going to use this Diddy stuff against her during their fight. So she decided to make a call to guess who? Kevin Hart. Now at the time, none of us knew it was actually Kevin Hart until later on. So Kevin Hart called Casper and threatened him to make sure he gets his girl in check on the show. Now Casper's girlfriend told all of us that Diddy's girl was also sleeping with Kevin Hart, who happens to be married with children and best friends with Diddy. Kevin Hart clearly made the call to Casper to ensure that Diddy's girl stayed quiet about the affair that him and her were having because once again, he's married. Kind of weird that Diddy and Kevin Hart are both sleeping with the same girl and threatening our TV show, isn't it? Now listen, I'm just an ordinary blue-collar worker from Jersey, okay? Who happens to be dating a famous OF model, which is how I got on the show in the first place. Now, I'm not a social media star, I'm not famous, I have no reason to lie about any of this shit, okay? Now, the only reason I'm telling you guys all this is because when I was in Hollywood filming this TV show, I went through some sick, twisted
Katt Williams also mentioned another major celebrity, and this name surprised many people. According to him, Leonardo DiCaprio may have left the United States and spent time in Europe while public attention surrounding Diddy continues to increase. Many people remember Diddy mentioning Leonardo during a famous interview, describing him as one of the most important guests at his parties. Now reports suggest that Leonardo has been spending time in Italy. While there is nothing unusual about Leonardo visiting Europe, some people believe the timing has raised questions. Italy is often seen as a private and comfortable place for wealthy celebrities, and some observers wonder whether Leonardo is simply enjoying a vacation or intentionally staying away from the growing controversy. Supporters of these theories argue that Leonardo may be trying to avoid unwanted attention while investigators continue examining people connected to Diddy.
Who's the person that's number one on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Although there is no evidence that Leonardo has done anything wrong, his name continues to appear in discussions because of his past association with Diddy and the publicity surrounding their social connections.
Hell of a thing. They're saying Leonardo DiCaprio has fled to Italy to avoid the P. Diddy debacle. Put it up full mast. I want to remind people of a clip that's now resurfacing from Diddy. Here it is.
And the white party's coming back this year, by the way, for charity.
Yeah, it's great to hear, and I'm sure that's probably not public information yet, but who's the person that's number one on that invitation list?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
And I can get on that list,
Yes,
right?
without a doubt, you are invited.
That is so generous of you. Cheers to that.
See you at the white party.
All right, I'll put the picture back up. Now, this is going to be an interesting background. So Leonardo DiCaprio's connection to the music industry continues to follow him. His history, in particular, with Sean Diddy Combs. Despite being on vacation, fans still remind him of his ties to the entertainer and business exec. Although there are no allegations currently against DiCaprio. Some social media users are still taking the opportunity to troll for his association with Combs. There's a series of paparazzi snap pictures of the actor in Italy with his girlfriend, calling it a family affair. The Instagram profile said the 49-year-old was joined by his mother, stepdad, and the mom of his lady. It appears that the Django star has been working overtime to distance himself from Combs over the last month, despite there being no evidence presented that he did anything wrong, but had a legal good time. Reports are saying he is doing everything he can do to play down his connection to Mr. Take That, Take That.
The connection between Leonardo DiCaprio and Diddy may not only involve parties and social events. Some people have pointed to questions about financial connections and business relationships as well. Over the years, rumors have circulated regarding the funding behind certain Hollywood projects, including The Wolf of Wall Street. While no evidence has proven any wrongdoing by Leonardo, these rumors continue to attract attention whenever major financial investigations make headlines. Now that authorities are reportedly examining Diddy's business dealings more closely, some people are once again discussing old stories involving wealthy investors and large amounts of money. Supporters of these theories wonder whether any past financial relationships could become relevant in future investigations. At this point, there is no proof linking Leonardo to any illegal activity, but his name remains part of the conversation because of his past connections and the public interest surrounding the people who spent time around Diddy.
Talk about dirty money. Was Leonardo DiCaprio's film The Wolf of Wall Street financed with cash embezzled from Malaysian government fund 1MDB? That's what U.S. federal investigators want to know, and representatives of the Hollywood actor came out publicly Tuesday to say DiCaprio has been cooperating since July, as soon as the allegations surfaced. DiCaprio is entangled primarily because of his personal and professional relationships with Malaysian financier Joe Low and Riza Aziz, the stepson of Malaysian Prime Minister. Aziz is head of Red Granite Pictures and came up with the over $100 million needed to get DiCaprio's and director Martin Scorsese's film made. Money, global investigators now believe, was diverted from 1MDB. Lowe and Aziz also gave DiCaprio a $600,000 birthday gift, Marlon Brando's 1955 Best Actor Oscar statuette for On the Waterfront, and the men partied with DiCaprio at several lavish parties around the world. Lowe went on $1 million gambling spree in Vegas with DiCaprio, bought a house very close to the actor's Los Angeles home, and allegedly used over $1 million of embezzled funds to buy art from a charity sale the actor hosted at Christie's. The Justice Department is now in the process of seizing luxury real estate, artwork, and other assets purchased with allegedly stolen funds from 1MDB by a cast of characters including Lowe, and has issued subpoenas to several Red Granite employees and a bank and accounting firm it used. The comments from DiCaprio's camp come after a rainforest charity, Switzerland's Bruno Manzer Fund, called on the actor to explain his ties to the alleged fraud or step down from his UN position as messenger of peace for climate change. DiCaprio's spokesman says the actor is actively seeking to determine whether he or his charitable foundation had received any gifts or charitable donations directly or indirectly related to these parties, and if so, to return those gifts or donations as soon as possible, saying he continues to be entirely supportive of all efforts to assure justice is done in this matter and is grateful for the lead and instruction of the government on how to accomplish this. Aziz and Red Granite deny any wrongdoing. The Malaysian Prime Minister also denies wrongdoing and has been cleared of any crime by the Malaysian Attorney General. Low has not commented on the allegations. A source close to DiCaprio says the actor and Low are no longer in contact.
Another surprising development involves Ellen DeGeneres. Reports have claimed that Ellen also left the country shortly after Diddy's legal troubles became major news. Ellen has long been associated with celebrity parties and major Hollywood events, and Diddy appeared on her television show many times over the years. Because of their long history, some people have started questioning how close their friendship really was. Diddy often seemed comfortable during his appearances on her show, and some viewers now look back at those interviews differently. Critics argue that Ellen's program may have provided a friendly environment where Diddy was rarely challenged about controversial topics. As more information continues to emerge about Diddy, some people wonder whether Ellen's decision to spend time outside the country is simply a coincidence or something more significant. While there is no evidence connecting Ellen to any criminal activity, her longtime relationship with Diddy has become another topic of discussion in the growing controversy.
Many have speculated that A-list celebrities who have spent time with Combs over the years could be getting subpoenas even as we speak. And one of the biggest names now getting extra scrutiny is Ellen DeGeneres. So between 2006 and 2022, Combs appeared as a guest on DeGeneres' daytime talk show more than a dozen times.
17 times! I've been on the show 17 times!
And during his first appearance in 2006, Combs wasn't really shy about sharing private details.
I'm definitely a nighttime person.
Like, what time do you stay up till?
I stay up till like maybe 6 in the morning. I'm back up at like 10:30, 11.
6 in the morning? What do you do every night till 6 in the morning? You don't go to clubs every night.
No, I mean, I make love a lot. And,
That's my favorite answer ever.
Many clips of his guest spots have resurfaced recently, including discussions between Combs and Ellen about his infamous parties.
It'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then the after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know about them.
And years later, Combs said he wanted to attend one of Ellen's parties.
I have to arrive fashionably late.
All right. Not too late, though.
Not too late?
Not too late, please.
What time would you like me there?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But not too late. Because, once you get there, the party really starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I promise you I'm not going to let you down on this big one.
All right,
For
good.
real.
Good.
Your feet are going to have blisters. You're going to be dancing so hard.
I can't wait.
Now, the two seem to kind of dance around the apparently open secret that Combs' parties were beyond wild, with reports of drugs and multiple participants and more. And as the allegations against Combs have mounted, many have called his interviews with Ellen now creepy.
So no money on you?
I mean, it's just a little bit of money on me.
Oh, you do have money on you. Lord have mercy. Where are you going after this? It's all 20s. Where are you going after this? What are you doing?
You know we doing what we plan to do, girl.
But I have to be clear about something. There is a difference between a wild party and something that is criminal. Okay, there's a difference between having a great time and something that's an illegal freak-off. And having said that, remember when I told you about those freak-offs, right? Cassandra Ventura, as well as prosecutors, said in legal filings that people forced to participate would often have to get IV drips to recover from exhaustion and prolonged drug use. Well, in 2016, Combs appeared on stage with blue gauze around his arm and explained that he was just getting an IV drip backstage. He'd apparently arrived at the studio with it.
They said that I would have to stay. I said, no, I have to go. I said I could pull that out myself. So I walk in and I'm talking to Ellen. I have the IV and then the blood is going down. I start to panic. I go into the bathroom and I pulled it out myself and I just made it here and I love you.
I love you too.
So of course the natural question is, what was going on right before this taping. And to be very, very clear about something, Ellen DeGeneres has not been accused of anything. She is not listed in any one of the government's filings. The only reason we are talking about this now is because we are going back and looking at these old interviews, looking at these old comments, looking at these old interactions to see if potentially they could play a role in his criminal case.
Ellen DeGeneres has faced criticism for years because of reports about a difficult workplace environment behind the scenes of her television show. However, public attention increased even more after the tragic death of Stephen Twitch Boss, the popular DJ and television personality who worked closely with Ellen for many years. Authorities ruled his death a suicide, but some fans, friends, and family members struggled to accept the official explanation. They pointed out that Twitch appeared to be a loving husband, a caring father, and someone who seemed happy in public. Because of this, many people began asking questions and creating theories about what may have happened. Although there is no evidence connecting his death to any larger conspiracy, the tragedy added another layer of speculation around Ellen and her inner circle. As a result, discussions about Twitch continue to appear whenever people debate controversies involving Ellen and other Hollywood figures.
Now, as for Stephen Twitch Boss, he died on December 13th, 2022, and the official cause of death was ruled as a self-inflicted wound to the head. But even now, fans are still trying to wrap their heads around this tragedy, and a lot of them are still not buying the official story. Now,
yeah, guys, I never really fully grasped, how this happened. But I get it. I mean, when it comes to people doing things themselves because they're sick of, existing, a lot of the times they do kind of act like he was acting up until. Extremely positive, funny, cheery, making videos, funny dance videos, and all types of things that just exuded positivity and happiness. But in all actuality, that is obviously a mask, completely a mask, for him to do what he did.
Here's what
allegedly
we know about Stephen's passing. On Monday, December 12th, he left his home on foot and checked into the Oak Tree Inn Motel in Encino, Los Angeles. Just a quick 15-minute stroll from the house he shared with his wife Allison and their 3 children. The next day, Allison freaked out when she saw that Twitch was gone while his car was still in its place, and she ran to the local police station begging them to take Twitch's disappearance seriously. Allison told the police that something was off because Twitch never went anywhere without his car, and several officers followed Allison back to the house to look for clues about Twitch's whereabouts. But shortly after, the motel where Twitch had checked in the previous day called the police and said they found Twitch in the bathroom of his room. But despite the official ruling on the cause of death, fans had a tough time wrapping their heads around the idea that Twitch would do this because he never once shared that he was struggling with anything. And at least from the outside, he seemed like a genuinely happy person who adored his family. In fact, not too long before he passed, Twitch and Allison revealed that they were seriously considering adding another little one to the family.
Oh my God, do you miss having a newborn in the house?
I sure do.
No.
Uh-oh.
I think we'd love to start trying for another one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, what? How you doing? Look, she said she missed it. Well, how you feel?
No, listen,
Guys, here's the thing. Listen, kids are amazing once they actually are older and can speak. I would say 5 and up. Anything from 0 to 5 is completely miserable in your household, bro. I mean, you can lie and say you like that, right? But you're wrong. It's terrible. What is the point? Can we just fast forward? I would love to fast forward kids to 5 years old at least.
No, but we really do. I love the little babies. I love them, and to be quite, it's a constant conversation.
Also,
what's amazing about
celebrated their 9th wedding anniversary just 4 days before Twitch's tragic passing, and Twitch shared this sweet tribute to Allison on IG. To be clear, just because someone looks happy from the outside doesn't mean that they're not struggling in private, and depressed people are often good at masking their symptoms, even in front of their loved ones. On the other hand, a lot of people felt something seemed off about the official narrative of Twitch's passing, especially the part about this mysterious note he left left in the motel room. It was initially reported in the media that no note was found at the scene, but law enforcement sources later confirmed to TMZ that Twitch left a note in which he alluded to past challenges, but they didn't disclose what kind of challenges Twitch was referring to. And even with the note and the official autopsy report, many fans are still saying there's way too much fishy business surrounding Twitch's death, and they're just now buying the idea that he would leave his family. And now that Ellen's friendship with Diddy is in the spotlight, some sources are speculating that Twitch was being blackmailed with something. Now let me be clear, there is no proof that Twitch himself was close to Diddy or attended any of his parties.
They checked around Twitch and Allison's home looking for any clues. The 911 call from the motel had come in just shortly after Allison had contacted the cops, so that's how this all came together.
The next major celebrity Katt Williams criticized was media billionaire Oprah Winfrey. According to Katt, Oprah's carefully managed public image may not tell the full story. For many years, Oprah has been viewed as one of the most respected and influential figures in entertainment. However, Katt suggested that there may be another side to her reputation that the public does not fully see. His comments immediately attracted attention because Oprah is often seen as a symbol of success, kindness, and inspiration. By questioning her image, Katt once again challenged one of Hollywood's most powerful figures and encouraged people to look more closely at the relationships and decisions of celebrities who are usually viewed positively.
Oh, I will save that fight for another time because I really want to get your thoughts on Oprah.
Devil. Demon. Destroyer.
So villain, not a hero like many people see her. You think she's a villain?
She's a super villain. She's the biggest villain in the world, and yet nobody will ask the most obvious question in the world. Why is her and Gail getting married? It's clear she don't want to marry Stedman. Why don't her and Gail get married? Now she went on that Ozempic. It put her in the hospital. She almost diarrheaed herself to death. Stephen wasn't there at the hospital. Gail was. Crying for her friend. What's wrong with y'all people? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. I wish she would just come out the closet. Like, she's really taking this, don't ask, don't tell too far. And she ain't never been in the military.
Well, she is a snake. Like, there's no bigger snake than Oprah. Because I cover Michael Jackson. I'm curious your thought. I believe Michael Jackson's actually innocent. I've been doing a whole documentary.
Although Michael Jackson is innocent, they targeted him. And for her to play in his face while he was alive, those boys to discredit him, and then her to bring it back right after he passed away. The way she did Luther Vandross when he passed away. The way she just... exploited him laying in that bed. The way she did, the way she does the way she's doing Taraji P. Henson. I think she should be tried in the court of public opinion for what she's doing to poor Fantasia. It's sad.
For decades, Oprah Winfrey was known as a compassionate television host who helped people share their stories and overcome challenges. However, some critics have recently focused on her connections to controversial individuals, including Harvey Weinstein, John of God, Bill Cosby, and Diddy. Because several of these people later became involved in major scandals, some observers question whether Oprah should have distanced herself from them sooner. Critics argue that powerful celebrities often protect each other behind the scenes, while supporters say that simply knowing someone does not mean you support their actions. Nevertheless, Oprah's past friendships and professional relationships continue to attract attention. For those who already distrust Hollywood, these connections are seen as evidence that influential figures may be more closely connected than the public realizes.
When some people think Oprah Winfrey, they think Harvey Weinstein because they have been linked together so often. First off, Oprah and Harvey have been friends for over 2 decades. A lot of people use the argument that she didn't know about what he was doing, but that's impossible because everyone's known about Harvey Weinstein's reputation conversation ever since the 90s. If you guys don't know who Harvey Weinstein is, he is a major film producer who is pretty much the face of the Me Too movement because he was called out by a bunch of different actresses who he violated. When he was getting canceled and exposed for everything that he has done, Oprah allegedly called him and offered her support. Even though Oprah's team denies this, I believe it because Oprah has been close with Harvey and she has showed him some sympathy over time. Even though he is a disgusting man and he deserves to rot in jail. But I don't understand why Oprah wants to be best friends with someone like Harvey Weinstein. They had a very warm friendship, and the photos show. Some people actually believe that Oprah convinced some actresses to hook up with Harvey Weinstein. And actually, Rose McGowan tweeted out, "I'm glad more people are seeing the ugly truth of Oprah. I wish she were real, but she isn't." Oprah has attempted to speak out on Harvey Weinstein, but she never really gets to the point, and you can tell that she's trying to protect him.
Let's talk about what's happening with Harvey Weinstein. I know you posted on Facebook already, but you haven't kind of spoken yet publicly about what's going on.
I think that this is, I'm always trying to look for the rainbow in the cloud, whatever is the silver lining. And so I think this is a watershed moment. And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this moment. I think this is a moment where no matter what business you work in, there have been women who not only had the disease to please, that's a part of it, but who felt that in order to keep my job, in order to keep my position, in order to keep moving forward, I've got to smile, I've got to look the other way, I got to pretend he didn't say that.
Of course, Oprah is trying to switch the narrative and make this about everyone else because it's not just Harvey. But we need to talk about the bizarre contrast in Oprah's behavior when it comes to dealing with people like Harvey versus dealing with someone like Michael Jackson. In early 2019, there was a documentary created about Harvey Weinstein titled Untouchable. It premiered at Sundance, but it didn't get a lot of media attention. And of course, Oprah didn't bring any attention to that documentary. But when it comes to the documentary about Michael Jackson leaving Neverland, Oprah decided to go and promote that everywhere. Oprah decided to hold a special show after the airing of Leaving Neverland. She invited some of Michael Jackson's victims to her show to interview them. But there wasn't any plan of her to invite any of Harvey Weinstein's victims to her show. So it's interesting how she protects her friend Harvey Weinstein and she decides to cover people like Michael Jackson. And what's interesting about this is that Harvey Weinstein is a convicted criminal. We know that he did this. So why isn't Oprah holding him accountable?
Many critics point to what they see as a double standard in Oprah's behavior. They note that Oprah gave significant attention to allegations involving Michael Jackson and interviewed people who accused him of wrongdoing. However, they argue that she was much less vocal when accusations surfaced against Harvey Weinstein, despite the fact that the two had been photographed together many times over the years. Because of this contrast, some people believe Oprah was more willing to discuss allegations against certain individuals than others. Critics claim that her silence regarding Weinstein raises questions about whether she was protecting a friend or avoiding a subject that could create problems for herself. Others disagree and argue that the situations were completely different. Regardless, the debate continues, and many people still discuss Oprah's public responses to different scandals as part of a larger conversation about fairness and accountability in the entertainment industry.
You guys remember how I mentioned that Oprah did a special show after Michael Jackson's documentary? Well, there's a clip from that show that I want to play for you guys because it seems like Oprah is trying to justify bad behavior, and this clip was actually pretty hard to find, so I'm pretty sure Oprah's team is trying to bury it, but let's react to it. This clip may come off triggering, so viewers' discretion is advised.
So this is what so many people don't understand. A big part of the confusion and shame for child victims is that the attention and the seduction from the predator, who is probably going to be somebody you know. Right. In order for it to work, it has to be somebody you know, somebody you admire, somebody you respect, or maybe even love. And it feels good. I mean, If you're 7 years old and somebody, which I was trying to say this to my friends who had children, you're 7 years old and someone is your, it feels good. Even though you don't have a name for what that is, it feels good.
What does it mean that it felt good? What does that mean about me?
It's so confusing for children. Yeah. And when I first said this years ago, people were like, "You're crazy," because everybody wants to believe it's like, and you're being thrown up against the wall and you're being. And I have said for years, if the is any good, you won't even know it's happened. You will be in it and you won't even know it's happened. And if the is any good, he or she is going to make you feel like you're a part of it.
I guess I can see what point Oprah was trying to make there, but some of the words she chose are off-putting. It almost seems like she's degrading the significance of this trauma. And of course, she's out here exploiting Michael Jackson and his victims because she's trying to put on a show. If she really cared about victims, then she would talk about other people too, like her friend Harvey Weinstein.
So, what do you think about all these claims, rumors, and theories? Do you believe more celebrities could become involved as investigations continue, or do you think much of this speculation is being exaggerated online? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and want to stay updated on the latest celebrity news, controversies, and entertainment stories, make sure to subscribe to the channel. That way you will never miss any future updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next video.